Hi, my name is Madi and I am a Colorado knitter. This is my YouTube channel all about knitting, making, and it's been a great way to connect with the makers out there. So thanks for joining. I hope you enjoy the episode. Per usual, it's all over the place. I've taken a while to get my act together today. I'm not sure why, but that's been the trend lately. And so it's later. So the colors in the video might be a little different as I have the shades closed because the sun is really coming in. Hopefully I don't mess with my hair too much. It's still wet, but I wanted to pop in and make sure that I checked in with y'all and shared what I've been up to. You can also find me on Instagram at Colorado Knitter and on Ravelry at Colorado 5 Knitter. And again, thanks for tuning in. All right, so what I'm wearing today is an oldie but a goodie. It's the Melange Sweater by Petite Knits. I will link everything below. I'm gonna try this time to link it below as the video uploads. Our internet is pretty bad, and so it takes me a bit to upload. So this time I'll try to get it uploaded with the show notes right away. So thanks for that feedback in the comments from the last video. I appreciate you guys and all your help. All right, so the Melange Sweater by Petite Knits, and I knit this the last few years, I believe. And it is knit in hedgehog fibers. They're, what's it called? It's like the tweedy where they have the little recycled bits in it. I have a gray one here. It is, hedgehog fibers tweedy, and it's Falkland merino wool with recycled blips and tweeds, thread waists. So let's see, 50% Falkland merino wool, 37.5% recycled wool, and 12.5% of hedgehog fiber thread waste. At least this is what the gray version is. I've yet to use this. It's been in my stash for a while, so I'm not sure what I want to do with this one yet. But I loved the noir version, the dark version, and this is what that's knitted. It's super comfy. Love the neckline. In fact, I use anytime it's a folded neckline is added to a sweater after the fact, after it's knit, I use this neckline for a folded neck. If it's top down, including the neckline, I'll show you another version that I do soon. All right, see, I'm already messing with my wet hair. All right, here we go. The few things that I finished, I have fuzz in my mouth. The few things that I finished this past few weeks, I think it's been a good chunk of time since my last video. We had some travel. I got to go take Jake, my middle son, to some soccer festivities in Arizona and saw my parents and some family. And then I got to go see Gabe and his girlfriend in college with Ian. So that was a really fun time. We got to see his girlfriend play some basketball. But now back, and it's already December 3rd, which I'm definitely behind. I feel like Thanksgiving being so close to Christmas or December this year has thrown me a bit. So trying to get my act together, and if things don't get done, Christmas will still happen. But what I finished in the meantime was this test knit for Tori Yu. It's the Avenue vest, and I had mentioned that I had an issue with gauge using Loft, Brooklyn Tweed Loft held double, because this is a worsted version of a vest, which it's amazing. The pattern is flawless. Didn't change anything in my test knit, but I had to change my yarn. Here's my little swatch here. I had actually done the whole top of the vest, so I'm gonna still try to salvage it, but I needed to make a different version for the test knit itself to represent the pattern better. So this one is in Brooklyn Tweed Imbue. It is in the worsted weight imbue. I know now there is a sport weight version of this yarn, and this worsted weight version is 104 yards, so pretty small amount. And it is worsted spun, 5-ply, 20.7 micron fine merino. It makes an amazing fabric. This is the color ash, and you can see the fabric is just like so flawless. It's amazing. So super quick. In fact, I could have made 2 in the time frame that I last talked about this vest. I plan on making other colors. It fits phenomenal. I'll wear it once the pattern's released. I believe in maybe a couple weeks it'll be released. The nice part, a tip for you all, is you start in the back. So you could actually just start knitting and then check your gauge from that back piece. And then you connect to make the 2 front sides. Then you connect the fronts, and then you start going in the round. The ribbing details are gorgeous, and they are quick. Just 5 rows of ribbing all the way around with this cute knit bind off, so it kind of rolls in. I really like that look, but I will wear this so much, and like I said, I want to make other versions, other colors. It's so good. So Tori Yu, check it out when it comes out, Avenue Vest, and highly recommend it. I actually highly recommend it with this Imbue yarn, because I can't, it feels almost like, I want to say like a fleece, like it's just perfect fabric. And it definitely, it looks certainly much better after blocking. Because what happened is I did this in a US 9 needle, and the ribbing I actually did it in a 5, which is what's called for in the pattern. And just since it was a little snugger for picking up, I think it kind of rolled or buckled a little bit. But once I soaked it, I didn't even have to force any of the fabric to do anything other than lay it flat, and it's come out beautiful. So very excited about that. The next finished object I don't have in person because Gabe took it with him. Gabe wants, I kept telling him, a Rolodex of beanies, which he had no idea what a Rolodex was. And so, but he would love a beanie in every color. And just, so this last one I did was, I'll put a picture here, is a Hipster beanie. However, this beanie is written by the Sandnes Garn company. Not to be confused with another Hipster beanie that's out there on Ravelry, but I knit his in Sandnes Garn. I have everything away from me, I feel like. Sandnes Garn alpaca wool, and this is the black I have for his next beanie. And it's actually held together with this alpaca to a strand of each. And I did the off-white version with tweedy specks in it, and I really loved the yarn. I mentioned before that I've never been disappointed with Sandnes Garn yarn. I've had trouble with some of the sweater patterns, only because I think they expect you to have quite a bit of knowledge about knitting patterns, so I've been lost. I've had to be in the right headspace. But this pattern for this beanie was easy, so easy that I actually think I was trying to make it more confusing for myself. So you knit a portion, you know, it's literally this much because you're trying to make a folded brim. You knit this much in ribbing, and then you actually do about 3 rows of slipping the purls, and then you do another chunk of knitting, and the way that those purls are slipped creates it to fold on its own, so it holds the fold really nicely. And then you do it once more, and then you actually reverse your knitting and knit inside out, if that makes sense. So the inside becomes the right side, so when it's folded you still have that twisted rib showing. for some reason at night, I couldn't comprehend why I was knitting the inside or ribbing it now backwards. So once I just realized it was as simple as it was saying, it was easy to carry on. So this, let's see, the alpaca wool is made up of 60% alpaca, 40% wool, and this one, the strand it's held with, is 100% alpaca. So it does have a fuzz. I warned Gabe about the fuzz, and he wore it probably 3 days in a row when he was home for Thanksgiving without a problem. I had washed it and blocked it so that hopefully some of the fuzz would mellow, and it seemed to be fine. He took off the hat. There was no fuzzy bits in his hair or anything like that. So I'll be making another one of that version of the hipster beanie, and we did look at some more colors. Okay, let's see. I'll pick at my notes a little bit because I'm sure to get lost. Oh, so I did a bit of sewing. Thank you so much to Edmonston Creations with her amazing sewing skills and finished items. I had seen her make the Sew Liberated Pinyon pants, and they're definitely my style of loose baggy pants with some fun pocket details. And so I tried a pair. I had to reach out to Alicia, and she sent me some lovely YouTube videos to help me out, which were tremendous help. And I will link them below if anyone's interested. The video I mostly needed and had trouble figuring out was doing the fly zipper fly. And so she helped me with that, and then also showed me kind of some of the finishing details she had done in 3 pairs that she's made. But thank you so much if you're watching. So these are mine. This is thrifted fabric. I did a size 8 from the Sew Liberated pattern. I learned quite a bit. My pockets are a little wonky, and I admit I didn't write down exactly the locations they are when I was tracing the pattern out. I love these pockets on the side. They are on the wrong side because this fabric is actually just thrifted. I think it's drapery fabric. When I first washed it alone, it definitely bled. So I'll have to keep that in mind. But it's essentially the same on both sides. So it was hard to tell which was the right side when I cut them out. But it works. I just went for it. The pockets are lined with this cute denim. Again, they're lined here. The pattern is written beautifully. It does have multiple pocket versions that you could do. You could lengthen them. You could shorten them. You can mix and match. You can add as many pockets as you want. I have the little loop here, which is so cute. You can make it wider or whatever you'd like to do. But I love them. So what I had learned about is the zipper fly. I was totally lost. Couldn't understand anything about the zipper fly until that amazing video. My button is pretty dinged up because when I was hammering it on, I need to figure that out better. And then you can also see that I had to move my button because initially I had it too far on the end, which was making it show this zipper a lot. But I'm pretty excited about it. They do fit. This was my idea of a wearable muslin since the fabric was about $5. They fit. They are a little bigger than I probably want to do for the next one. The next one I'm actually going to use a bottom weight canvas that I bought years ago from Fancy Tiger Crafts, but have been too scared to try it out. And so I will try it out, and I think I'll try the US 6. The legs are definitely wide, but I feel like if I go down a size, maybe it'll look less oversized, I guess. But I will try to wear them and take a picture of them. They're very cute, very fun. I was super glad that I learned about the zipper fly because it's just more steps, but wasn't as long as somebody shows me, I can usually do it. But if I have to read the words, I struggle. I'm very visual. So I was very thankful for Alicia and for the videos she sent. Let's see if I wrote anything else about them. Yeah, that's what I wrote about that. I did look up some more of the Sew Liberated pants. I'm gonna try I think they're called chanterelle, something like that. I'm gonna try that, and possibly will enroll in the pant class that is offered on the Sew Liberated site. Maybe learn a little bit more about the button fly and fit and things like that. I actually have a terrible time buying store-bought clothes. Like, I'm miserable buying store-bought clothes. But I have like 3 pair of jeans that just fit, and I just keep rotating those. But I do not enjoy wearing clothes that I buy at the store, but it's really fun to make your own clothes and then show it off. So I've been enjoying that, and hopefully I can get better. It definitely takes me forever. I don't know. It would be good for me to learn like some sewists methods out there. Like it takes me days to tape the pattern together, and then it takes me a long time to trace the pattern, and then it takes me forever to cut it all out and finish the pieces so like they don't fray. I have a sewing machine that does everything as far as sewing machines can do, but it's I don't have a interlocker or a serger. But I still think I just take forever. And then I get lost on which pieces are which. I think I've seen Alicia like have sticky notes on which piece is which. So that's a thought. But it definitely takes me forever to make a sewn item. Going back a little bit on my notes, I see that I wrote for that hipster beanie for Gabe. I did add, it doesn't sound significant, but I think for him it was important. I did add a little depth of the beanie because he likes it to hit just the top of his ears. But the hipster, as it was written, it was a bit higher than that. So I added a little depth in the crown for him. And so it calls to go about 9 centimeters, 9.5, and I went 10 centimeters deep. Okay. So now I have some things that I want opinions on. I adore this snow sweater that's written, let's see if I can find it for you. I didn't realize this, but this is the family who started Knitting for Olive Yarn. And she's a designer as well, Pernille Larson. And so I adore this snow sweater and the whole line. Like there's a vest, there's a hat, there's like a little dress for little girls. Now what I didn't realize is how tough for my hands, the sleeve was going to be. So what I have done, I had this cone of Holst, which has been a treasure because I've used it for a lot of different projects already, and I have a ton left. So it's a fingering. It's the Holst Supersoft, and I got it from Holst website when they go on sale. The cones go on a great sale. And I bought from La Mercerie the Knitting for Olive mohair to just, it's not an exact match, but this is the midnight mohair color, and I like the fabric it's making. It's making a beautiful blue for me, which is this. Now, this top is magnificent. The yoke, I've never done anything like this yoke. So top down, the neck ribbing is where you start, and then you fold it in, and she has a great directions on how to connect it to the main body, which creates a very beautiful inside right here. And then you continue on to do the increases. Now there's 4 sets of short row sections, which is the new part for me. And I kept getting excited because I thought, surely this is going to fit really well if there's so many sections of short rows. So you do your general yoke increases, and then she has some short rows in the back to deepen the back. And then you do some more yoke increases and more short rows to get the back longer. So it's a section about 4 times, 3 times in the yoke, and then the last section before or after you split for the sleeves was very intriguing to me, is she had short rows under the arms. So essentially from the back to kind of going towards this front portion to create this underarm. So all this was done with short rows on one side, and then you repeat more short rows on this side. So this portion, fantastic. Love, love, love. Love the blue, love the fabric. I will finish this regardless of what my sleeves end up looking like. So I went for the sleeves. The designer has you knit them from the cuff up, and then you'll add a few rows under the arm here, and then you'll graft them together. So I was like, oh, okay. Some on Ravelry didn't do that. They, you know, adjusted the pattern so they could just knit it down. I didn't know what length I was going to end up with doing the color work, so I did try the sleeve. Now, my question is, it was not fun. It was not fun to do this. This, I feel like it's beautiful. So this is the cuff. It would go like this, and then it asks for an I-cord with cuff. So it's kind of an oversized cuff. This is the second size, but I did the smallest for the sleeve because I didn't want it to be so oversized, because I thought it would bug me because my hands are busy and we're always doing housework or cleaning or doing life, and I didn't want huge sleeves. So now my question is, do I do the second one? These floats are incredibly long. There's many rows with 3 colors. It was a lot of work, and so I think it looks pretty even. It definitely has been blocked, but I don't know. Do I want to do the second sleeve? I think part of me is everything's on a time crunch, and I'm not in the right headspace for time crunches. So that's one question. You can kind of get a vibe of it would be, you know, a full length sleeve, but that's the idea. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if this is a beautiful sleeve to do the second one. I have to admit, it took about 3 days of full concentration to get through this color work portion. Mostly this. These are very long floats up here, and I didn't catch them all the time up here in the snow. So let me know what you think. When I see it, it is beautiful. Maybe I need to do the I-cord bottom to kind of get more of an idea of how it would be when it is a little bit cinched in the bottom. I might even do the I-cord where it goes in a little bit more, so it kind of brings it in. But I don't know. I think I got burned out. Usually I love color work, so I thought this is gonna be so fun. And then when it was so difficult, I was like, oh, I don't know if I love it. My yarn kept getting all twisted because there's mohair on each color. I did buy the green and the white in Knitting for Olive. Both of those are Knitting for Olive, which is significantly softer than the Holst held with the mohair. But I was trying to use what I had. So I'm sure I'll do the second sleeve, but maybe I just need to not do it as a Christmas sweater and just enjoy it. Okay, let's see. Again, the body was magnificent with all the short row sections. I'm really excited for how that's fitting. And I would actually enjoy this very much as just a blue sweater. So we'll see. It is a kind of a good technique as far as to learn the grafting of a sleeve. If you wanted to add Easter bunnies or something like that too, there's so many options. Okay. let's see. So I needed something fun. And to me, brioche is pretty fun. And so I saw this gorgeous pattern by, I think it's Summer. Let me think. I told you, if I didn't record, I would be a mess. As far as I would never be ready to record. So thanks for coming over and then just chatting with me. The Townie Cowl by Suzanne Sommer looks so fun to me. I love her patterns and her brioche, and I had bought these amazing DK weight yarns dyed by Kevin of Needle at the Ready, and I love the two colors and love them together. I had originally saw them as a shawl that somebody had sample knit for them, including a blue, but I decided to do Suzanne Sommer's cowl with brioche, which is so enjoyable, so squishy. I'm loving the combo of the two fabrics. I love that the white has blips in it and speckles and is a little variegated, but I have a blue down coat with yellow lining. I have a yellow down coat for the warmer Colorado days. And so this is just making me happy, and it's exactly what I needed after being unsure about my sleeve that was so much work. So I'm very excited about this, and I wanted to share these amazing colors dyed by Kevin. And you guys, this is a great gift too. I just started this last night, and it's so enjoyable. It's flat brioche 2-color, which makes it easy to read, and you just increase every 4 rows or so till it's the width you want, and then you're gonna keep going, and then you connect it. So very excited about that, and exactly what I needed. I've been like not in a funk, but kind of lazy. And I don't know what that's all about. Usually I'm pretty hyper, so I'm not sure what's happening. As far as what I've been watching the amazing Vlogmases out there. I am very impressed. I can barely get my act together to record every so often, so I'm so impressed, and I'm thankful because I enjoy watching. I've been watching Prof Pearl, I've been watching Stressknits, I've been watching Treehouse Fibers. I've been watching so many, and they just run, and I love it. I love seeing a little bit more about their routines and everyday life. I'm sure we all put on our best face for the video, but it's been really fun to watch, and I love watching the advents get opened. I watched Little Dynamite today, so it's been really enjoyable. But speaking of watching Vlogmases, watching Stressknits Vlogmas, I love her to death, and I just could not focus after watching, because she talked about English paper piecing, which I've done, and I'm not good at hand sewing at all, but I couldn't get over her hand sewing pieces and the vintagey vibe. Her fabric selection is outstanding. So I couldn't do anything. I watched it in the car, and then I came home yesterday, and I stopped everything. I mean, the dishes needed to be done, the laundry, the floors are a disaster, but I couldn't do anything until I looked around to see if I had anything I could try English paper piecing again. So I found an applique needle. Mind you, I went on a major search along YouTube and watched, I think it's Susan Daly. It was on Amazon, like what could get delivered right away. Speaking of, I think craft stores, and I've dreamt about opening a craft store, but I don't know if I could. I definitely don't have a business mindset, but I think they should open at 8 a.m. when we drop off, well, in my case, I drop off the kids to school, and I'm ready to go to the craft store, but it's not open. So that's that's my first plan. If I ever open a yarn store, a craft store, or a making store, is 8 a.m. opening time. But let's see. So I tried. I didn't have any of templates. I didn't have Hexy templates. I'm sure you're not following. So go watch Stressknits Vlogmas, first of all, because she has this amazing English paper piecing Hexy project going. So I printed tiny Hexies because that's all I could find. I grabbed my scrap bag that I've showed before, where I usually make little quilt blocks, and I started glue basting these little guys with scraps that I had. This one is sewn together 3 times. I tried because my seaming was terrible. In fact, I watched a video that recommended number 10, size 10 milliner needle, which I broke. I have a heavy hand. My hands are not, they're not dainty. And so I definitely broke that needle, and I liked the applique needle much better, the short size, which was recommended by Tula Pink. The short size and the number 10 it worked better for my hands, but I can't get enough. And so, yes, that's a new thing that I'm sure will not last, because I definitely lose focus fast. But I thought it would be super cute as a little, like making a little bag, like putting this on a little pouch would be so cute. We could do all sorts of things just along the pouch. So I would never have enough focus to make a whole quilt, but it's really fun to just try, and it's a great way to use your scraps. But go look at Stressknits. Stacey's paper piecing it's gorgeous. She has such a good idea for colors. She's always impressed me with that. Okay. So the next thing I thought is, I kind of looked around after watching all these Vlogmases and loving hearing their tips and maybe their daily activities, and just thought, kind of made me think about some of my favorite things that I tend to use almost daily. And maybe they would help you find a quick small gift for somebody. If this is no interest to you, none of this has to do with knitting, so I totally get it if this is not fun for you. But I just looked around a few things, and like I said, I do not have beautiful hands, dainty hands. My hands are definitely working hands, so they get raw, and they scrub the house, and then I poke myself with my knitting needles all the time. But I do like Death Valley nail polish. Again, they have some beautiful colors, and I love their company. It's a small family team, and they're all produced in Texas, and I think they love using like different earth pigments and different, so they have some that have like talking about using crystals and minerals from Tucson, Arizona, and then they have some from New Mexico or Black Canyon, places like that. So they use minerals from the earth. Again, I'm boring. I don't really want my nails to stand out because my hands are not gorgeous, but I like the strength they give my nails when I'm cleaning. This one's really fun. It is the same brand, of course, and it is Death Valley Nails, which they have cute little labels, and it's Dust to Dust. And this one is cornflower, so they're little petals of flowers. They have another one that's wildflowers. So just a gift idea. I think the nail polish remover, it smells lovely. It's way fewer chemicals in the polish and the remover, in case you needed a unique gift. Okay, the next thing I thought I would share with you is some soothing things. So as knitters and makers and phone users and readers and all the things, we can get tight muscles and sore. And so I really like Floyd's of Leadville CBD Sports Cream. And initially we discovered it because our friends on the soccer team, they use it, and one is an ultra runner, so he's quite active in the athletic world, and then one is a very talented soccer player, which the kids use this. So they do have different versions where they don't have full spectrum, but you can check it out. It's Floyd's of Leadville, and they have different versions of this sports cream. And it's very, very, I find it very healing. I think this one is a cooling one. It's very nice. And then Castleflex makes these temperature therapy pouches, and I use this all the time. Like, I think I tried to look and see, but I remember it being made with clay inside. So you can either put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds or more, and then you could put it in the refrigerator if you want cool therapy. But I actually heat it up at night and sleep with it. I put it on my neck. It just feels so soothing. I love that it's non-toxic, but Castleflex, I'll link it below, but they have these amazing therapy packs. And it's, I don't know, it's thick enough. I feel like it also holds the temperature much longer than other things I've tried. So I'd really like that. Okay, this next one is something I actually got for my mom. And so, Mom, if you're watching, don't watch this part. She's the lucky one that has a birthday almost next to Christmas. So makes it a little tricky for her. But I really like this company, Ana Luisa, which I don't know if it's on your Instagram feed, but it's on mine all the time. But they're actually these earrings here that I've worn for now at least a year, 24/7. Like, sleep in them, shower in them, swim in a lake with them, never taking them off. I sleep with most every piece of jewelry I have on, and except the watch, and I've never had an earring that I could sleep in. This one I love, and I actually got my mom a pair, so she doesn't have to take them on and off, and they come in this cute little box. But you can kind of see, hopefully you can see how the back is. It's like almost like they are a cup the ear, so they clip on both sides, and then there's no pokey part. So, hope you don't watch, Mom, but I got you some earrings. So I think they've lasted amazing. I have to, if I want to take it off, I showed my mom once, and you definitely have to clip it off. But they're so comfortable. I've never had a problem with them at all. So that's another gift idea, which the prices there are very, very good and reasonable. Finally, the last little thing that are my favorite things is Donnie every Christmas gives me a little nativity, and they're always from 10,000 Villages, which is an amazing store that makes sure that they have fair trade for the artisans of the different countries and areas that are providing these beautiful pieces. So this is last year's ornament, and they're ornament size, I should say, because this one's definitely not to hang, it's to sit. And so I have a collection of these 10,000 Villages little nativity sets, and go check out their website. They have beautiful, beautiful pieces and all sorts of different items, but I love these. All right, I'm sure that was brief. I don't even know what time it is. I barely feel like I know what day it is. My hair is almost dry. It was taking forever today. So I hope you enjoyed. I really appreciate you guys watching. I know that there's a lot of amazing content out there, and I enjoy it as well. So I really, really am thankful for the making community, and I hope you have a wonderful month. I hope to podcast again before 2025, but if I don't, I will see you soon. See ya.